One of the benefits of playing for the Indiana Fever is you become a much bigger star, a much bigger figure in the space. You can get advertising deals. You can get more all-star votes. You can be a sought-after guest on talk shows. And you can be a Caitlin Clark content provider like Lexie Hull.
The basketball community has taken notice of Lexie Hull's recent revelation that she plays with Caitlin Clark. She described every play as an opportunity. But what does that actually mean?
How much of an adjustment was it for you to play off of someone that passes like that?
I mean, I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get.
This statement provides an insight into what it's like to play basketball alongside one of the game's most captivating talents for Indiana Fever supporters and anyone following Caitlin Clark's ascent. But it's not all sunshine and roses. The intensity, demands, and difficulties of keeping up with Clark's court vision make it an experience unlike any other.
Lexie Hull was such a valuable player for the Fever this year. She did all the dirty work. The thankless work, hustling for loose balls, competing, defending, even though she's undersized from a height perspective on some of the matchups that she had to deal with.
Let's go back a little. When Lexie Hull joined the Fever, she was well known for her hustle and tenacity, as well as her capacity to perform the unsung labor that frequently goes unappreciated, such as diving for loose balls, guarding against larger players, and giving it her all on both ends of the court. Although it was obvious that Caitlin Clark's presence would elevate everyone around her, acclimating to her style was not an easy feat. Clark is a basketball prodigy with a level of court awareness that rivals some of the finest in the game.
Down, and she seems ready to embrace her role, or was ready to embrace her role, and that's going to make her career.
In a recent interview, Lexie acknowledged that playing with someone like Clark, who sees the game 3 steps ahead of everyone else and demands continual readiness, required time. Without that, you couldn't take a single play off. It seems like Caitlin will always find you when you least expect it. At first, this took Hull by surprise since you had better be prepared for the ball if you're cutting to the basket.
So like now it's like, okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, like I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely like took me a second. And I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around like, oh.
Fans weren't forgiving when the passes came too fast or from angles she wasn't expecting in the early going, which resulted in missed opportunities. Videos of these missed plays went viral online, with some fans wondering if the Fever's roster could keep up with Clark pace.
But part of that has also been what's going on this offseason, which is, Lexie was doing the drink testing with Clark and the TikTok of the baseball call and all these things that showed they've developed a real friendship off the court and also have helped raise Lexie Hull's profile, and she's done a few.
However, Lexie didn't allow the criticism affect her. Instead, she utilized it as inspiration. She stated that it's not just about managing the play, it's also about comprehending Caitlin's intuition, which she develops gradually but steadily. By the middle of the season, Hull had adjusted and was not only catching those difficult passes but also completing them. Every successful play boosted her confidence, and it was evident.
Appearances. She did the one with the Ringer where she talked about the Christy Sides story where Sides was playing the music and Clark didn't like it and, said to turn it down, and there was some sort of funny back and forth whether it was actually like contentious at all, whether because apparently Sides had said, if you recall, or, what did you say? And then Clark repeated it. I don't know if that was like a socially awkward interaction, if it was Sides testing Caitlin, or if it was Caitlin saying, I'm the.
Yes, playing basketball with Caitlin Clark is more than just basketball. There is an off-court dynamic that is just as significant. From viral TikToks to shared podcast appearances, Lexie and Caitlin have forged a friendship that has been the catalyst for their on-court chemistry. One of the most talked about moments was when Lexie told a story about a locker room argument over music volume. It seems that Caitlin's competitiveness extends beyond the court. She had strong opinions about the playlist, which resulted in a hilarious back and forth that fans couldn't stop laughing at.
I mean, it's been awesome. And I think it's so fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of like actually making a really cool play.
Better collaboration during games has resulted from this bond off the field. When you play with someone like Caitlin, you're always on your toes. She explained that she expects a lot, but also gives a lot. She's the type of teammate who makes you believe you can do more than you thought possible. The Indiana Fever team as a whole has changed since Clark joined the roster. Her court vision and ability to create opportunities have made the team more dynamic, but also raised the stakes. Lexie has frequently credited Caitlin with pushing her to improve. Playing with Caitlin has been a career-defining event for Lexie because every player understands that anything can happen when she has the ball. It's both exciting and nerve-wracking. Beyond the on-court chances, Clark has increased her profile in ways she never would have thought possible. Lexie has noticed an increase in the recognition of her name. She has won sponsorship deals, made appearances on podcasts, and even starred in ads. She claimed that playing for the Fever with Caitlin on the team is like being in the spotlight every day and that it's about more than just basketball. It's about everything that goes along with it. However, she added that increased visibility also means more pressure. Expectations are high among fans and commentators, and every mistake is exaggerated. Even though Lexie is well aware of this, she has accepted the task. Ultimately, it's about trusting the process and concentrating on the things I can control, so I've learned to ignore the noise, she shared. Hull and Clark's collaboration has emerged as one of the WNBA's most talked about dynamics. Their varied styles. The Fever is a team to watch because of Lexie's consistent, hard-working style and Caitlin's explosive, unpredictable play. But this is only the beginning as Lexie Hull and Caitlin Clark continue to develop together. The question is how far this duo can take the Indiana Fever. The potential is enormous, but the road won't be simple with a competitive league that is closely watched and demands that every game be a test. What's next for Lexie and Caitlin? The saga of Caitlin Clark and Lexie Hull with the Indiana Fever demonstrates how unadulterated skill and an unwavering work ethic can change a team, but it also highlights the difficulties that accompany such a change. To fully comprehend the depth of this dynamic, we must delve even further into their journey. When Lexie Hull described every play with Caitlin Clark as an opportunity, she wasn't exaggerating. For a player like Hull, who thrives on grit and determination, having a teammate with the unmatched. Although Clark's court vision is revolutionary, it also puts her flexibility and fortitude to the test. Hull's responsibility has always been to perform the minor tasks that don't garner much attention. Playing with Clark has forced her to go beyond her role of hustling on defense, diving for loose balls, and making the clutch plays that keep a team alive. Even among the best basketball players, Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon who can see the game several steps ahead. For Hull, this meant learning to predict not only where she needed to be, but also where Clark expected her to be. In a recent interview, Hull stated that you have to be prepared for anything when you're on the floor with Caitlin. Early in the season, Hull acknowledged that she found it difficult to keep up with Clark's passes, which came fast and from impossible angles, taking Hull and others by surprise. Videos of missed opportunities, passes slipping through hands, and open shots that weren't converted went viral on social media. One particular moment from a mid-season game against a top-ranked opponent stands out. The Fever was trailing in the fourth quarter, and Clark, as usual, was pushing the pace looking for any opportunity to shift momentum. Critics were quick to jump in and question whether the Fever roster could actually capitalize on Clark's brilliance, but instead of letting the noise get to her, Hull used it as fuel. Hull was put in a situation she had never been in before when Clark gave her a no-look pass, and this time she didn't think twice. Hull started a rally that would eventually result in a Fever after catching the ball and draining a vital three-pointer. That game was really important to me since it was a turning point for Hull as well as the team. From that point on, Hull's confidence grew, and she became a more reliable option for Clark and a more consistent scorer, demonstrating that she could step up when it mattered most off the court. Their partnership has also been a source of intrigue. Their camaraderie is evident from light-hearted TikToks to behind-the-scenes moments shared on social media, which have endeared them to fans, showing a side of the game that's often overlooked. But this bond is more than just for show, it's a crucial component of their chemistry in the court. Every day, Caitlin encourages me to improve. This dynamic has been a focus for Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White, who has commended both players for their development and dedication. Hull revealed that she demands a lot from her teammates but also gives a lot in return. It's not always easy, but it's worth it for Clark to have teammates who can keep up with her vision, and for Hull, learning to anticipate Clark's instincts has made her a more complete player. In a recent press conference, White stated that although Caitlin and Lexie's styles may differ, that is what makes their collaboration successful. They bring out the best in each other. Caitlin's inventiveness and Lexie's work ethic are a wonderful match. White's leadership has been instrumental in creating the Fever's identity, noted for her ability to develop talent and construct cohesive teams. White has pushed both Hull and Clark to reach new heights. For Hull, this meant stepping outside of her comfort zone and accepting a more significant role on the team. For Clark, it has meant striking a balance between team leadership and letting others shine. But success also comes with criticism, and the Fever's some pundits have criticized the team's reliance on Clark, claiming that greater balance is necessary for them to compete at the highest level. One commentator said that if the Fever want to make a run at the playoffs, players like Lexie must step up consistently. Caitlin can't do it all. Paul has risen to the occasion. Her ability to make crucial defensive plays, hit big shots, and adjust to Clark's fast-paced style has made her a priceless asset, but it's not just about the numbers, it's also about the intangibles. Hull's perseverance and energy have established the tone for the